Hi, everybody. I'm just getting my cat off the chair. Uh, Hi, guys. I wanted to jump on and do a little live because I'm obviously still home in Newfoundland. I don't have a lot of time to do lives. And I'm so sick today, so I just really needed to pick me up. My cat, this is Sylvester. I rescued him when he was like 5. They don't really know his full age. He has asthma. Um, there's also a puppy. This is Mabel. She usually has her hair in a bow because you can't really see her eyes. But this is Mabel. And I have a really big bulldog that I cannot pick up. I sound sick, but I just wanted to check in and see what everybody's doing. I was actually supposed to go watch Nosferatu today. Am I pronouncing that correct? Who knows? I'm still putting it off. I could go in the evening, but I feel like garbage. And I don't really want to get anybody else sick. But I'm really I'm seeing everybody's reviews. I'm seeing all the hype, and I really want to watch it. Yeah, the animals are so sweet. I will try to show you Benny. He's drinking water. I hope everyone's having a good end of December. I can't believe it's going to be 2025. That makes no sense in my head. Yeah, Roderick, I'm sick. I was going to message you after this. There's a really bad bug going around here. There's walking pneumonia or something. I don't know what that is, but hopefully that's not what I have. But I don't know. Everyone is sick, and I guess because especially here in a small town, everybody is together at different times that it's spreading like wildfire. I feel like garbage. And I had planned to film I have something really interesting to tell you guys. But I'm filming ranking my Christmas video or Christmas movies that I watch. I just want to rank them. So I want to film that tomorrow, and I want to do a Black Christmas discussion. Yeah, I love Black Christmas. 12 and 2000. Can't believe it's 2025. I know. How old was I in 2000? I don't know, math. 5? Yeah. So one of my first watches that I filmed, it's on Patreon. I don't think I can actually upload it to the channel. It's called Await Further Instructions. Have you guys heard about that? It's like this. It takes place on Christmas. It could have been any holiday. Honestly, it could have just been family visitation. It didn't need to be Christmas. But basically, it's like an alien takeover. But it came out, I'm pretty sure in 2019. It came out just before, 2020, that whole ordeal. Um, and it's all about aliens trying to get complacency and control. And there's a lot of vaccination elements and stuff, like forced vaccination and stuff. So when I tried to upload it to YouTube, if it picks up on the movie at all, I'm gonna have to let my dog out 1 second. But if it picks up on that at all, it blocks it in Canada, America, United Kingdom. It blocks it from everywhere. I guess it's because of the conversation around it, which is I find so bizarre that that's being blocked. Um, it's also a very racist movie. Racism is they're trying to make a point with it, but there's really no need. If it was any other family, the movie would have been a hit. I think it's worth watching because the concept is really cool. The execution is just crap. Sorry, my mom has texted me and asked me if I wanted soup. Yes, please. 2020, the year we'll never speak about. Yeah, and it's really interesting that it came out right before because they don't understand it's aliens. It's like most alien movies. Nobody thinks it's aliens until they know it's aliens. So they think it's government control and emergency. So I think it's so on the nose and it could be so divisive that I don't think they're showing it. And it's also very, very racist against Middle Eastern people, which is also a very, very naughty point on YouTube and just in life in general. But you should watch it. It's kind of funny when you get to the end. My letterbox review was actually we didn't need aliens and the outcome would have been the same. So Speaking, I do need to watch Get Out. My cousin was here for Christmas and she was like, "What do you mean you haven't watched Jordan Peele? Why do you have a YouTube channel and you haven't watched Jordan Peele?" So I laughed so hard I had to rewind the part when you saw the eye through the hole. Guys, I think I've seen that imagery before. I think it's in like a lot of the like posters or just like thumbnails of people talking about Black Christmas is that eye, but I wasn't expecting it. And when that came up, oh, you guys saw my reaction. I literally, I don't know what it is about. I think it's because I'm one of those people who, like, if there's a closet door slightly ajar, I need to close it. If there's a bathroom curtain closed, I'm checking it. So I think what happened was when I saw the eye, I was like, this is too real. I'm going to see this eye everywhere. There was a movie about 2 years ago said at the beginning of the pandemic, it was way too soon for that. Yeah, that stuff, it's just the wait further instructions is so interesting that it came up before everything. Because it didn't mean if what happened in 2020 didn't happen, you guys could all watch this first watch. But it's so on the nose with the controversies of it all that it's like YouTube's like, you probably shouldn't put that up there. I know. I'm so upset to hear about Olivia, guys. Me and Roderick were talking about this. I might be cursed because I watched Candyman, loved Candyman, and then Tony Todd passed. It's a hard thing right now. Watched the thing during the pandemic, right in the middle of it. Felt so eerie for whatever reason. Yeah, I find it's kind of interesting how going through that gives you a different lens. I mean, it makes sense when you have different life experiences and you watch movies, it gives you a very different like experience. Like even zombie movies now, you know what I mean? When there's like an outbreak and stuff. SpongeBob episode about a sickness in Bikini Bottom that was in development in 2019 and was scheduled to come out in 2020. Wow, it's like the suds on blast, hey? Yeah, I think I'm gonna put on hold Nosferatu. Like, part of me is like, I want to suck it up, but the theater is an hour drive for me where I am. But when I'm, oh my God, guys, sidetrack, I'll get back to that point. I, so where I live in Nova Scotia, the theater is 5 minutes from my house. And 2025, I'm doing new releases on top of old movies. I'm so ready. I'm so pumped. But where I am right now, it's an hour away, so I'd have to drive an hour, drive back out an hour. But my biggest concern is one, I don't want to get other people sick because I feel miserable. And two, I don't want it to ruin the movie. I can only imagine staring at a huge screen because my eyes have been watering. Like my eyes are swollen a little. So I'm gonna put it off, I think. But I'll go watch it this week whenever I can. Well, I can do it kind of whenever. No, I'm not cursed. It's just very odd coincidences. But if it happens a third time, I'm gonna be panicked. 1 second, I need to let the puppy out. Go on, Mabel. Speaking of Get Out, I will definitely watch it. Do you think Get Out is worth a first watch reaction? Like, do you think it's worth filming that? I'm gonna put up some polls, even though because I have some first watches. I have an editor now, so I actually have two people that I really, really trust with my content because they've been doing a really good job. So I'm gonna be upping my first watches. It's just a bit of investment, but when I think about the time I save, it's gonna pay itself off because I can film more. Okay, Get Out's definitely worth the first watch. I'll do it. I'm also gonna do A Nightmare on Elm Street this month, well, January. The first Chucky, it's not Seed of Chucky. What's the first Chucky? Child's Play. I have to do The Fly still. I actually have a couple I was supposed to do in like October. I'm just getting all those out. Okay, I'll do Get Out. I think no, I don't think I actually know much about Get Out. I mean, I obviously know that there's a big racism like theme of it all, but I actually don't know how that plays out in it, and I don't know any of the scary scenes. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Let me write it down so I'm accountable. Oh, the puppy's back. We have a fenced backyard, which is so nice if you have dogs, but it just means that sometimes she goes out for no good reason. Okay, Get Out first watch. One second again. The Fly is so gross. Yeah, probably, probably. Oh, I'm also gonna do The Substance. I was actually gonna watch that this week, but I had somebody request that I do a first watch of it, and I was like, "You know what? That makes sense. I should do a first watch of it." I think, who's the channel I watch? She's Scared, I think it is. A blonde girl. I can't or She's So Scared. I really like her reactions, but the worst thing is I can only watch the ones that I've seen, the movies I've seen, but she just did The Substance, so it's so crazy you haven't seen Get Out. I'm telling you, I had like one burst. Actually, it was right before that I was watching a lot of scary movies because the 2015, 2016, I watched a lot of horror and then I just dropped off the face of the earth when it comes to movies. I didn't watch movies at all in general, and now I just can't stop, which is good. I like it now, and I'm kind of glad that I'm have a fresh set of eyes. But I'm putting off the Scream franchise because one, I'm trying to forget the spoiler that someone gave me for Scream 2. And I know there's going to be so many references, and I don't think I can appreciate the movies without the references. Even though it is interesting going back, because like even in Black Christmas, like the phone calls kind of gave Scream vibes. I do love. I'm going to do a whole video on Black Christmas, but I do love the Halloween and Black Christmas. Like you can tell that there was inspiration and homages paid, and I'm starting to realize that like the stalker energy is scary. I also have a video coming out, maybe not next week because I have to get the rest of my first watches up, but the week after, I'm gonna do a 2024 horror in review, and not reviewing like what was out in 2024, but like my experience. So the things that I learned that I like and that I don't like, I like to compare it year to year because I think it'll change. Just finished watching The Substance half hour ago. Ooh, that's so recent. Ah. I really want to watch it. I mean, everybody's talking about it, and I mean, I've seen the memes, so I know that there's definitely going to be some body horror, or at least just like body gore. I don't know what to call it. Sorry, my mom is making sure that's all I want is soup. Um, Something scary. The flight that I take from here to Halifax, the plane that I take had a crash landing yesterday, and there's been like 4 different plane accidents around the world in the last couple days, some more severe. But now I'm like avoiding plane movies. So no travel movies until I'm home. That's one thing I'm like, what? Zach Cherry has a series of videos about every horror movie reference in the Scream franchise. I need to write that down because that's definitely something I'm gonna need. I really want to get into Scream because I think about Scream a lot. When I first rated, I only gave it 4 stars, but the amount that I've thought about that movie, but again, it was because I didn't get all the references. But I need to look. You are not ready for The Substance. Make sure you don't eat. One thing about me, I don't like, even though I have in some of my videos I've gagged, because some stuff does like gross me out, but I don't, it's like the weirdest things will gross me out. I feel like The Thing, I kind of was like intrigued by it, but then some stuff is just like, ooh. If you enjoy stalker vibes, yes, I have been trying to watch Tenebrae. I think I'm saying that right. Maybe not. I'm probably saying that wrong. I've been trying to watch that since October. I swear to God, I started this YouTube channel, and then work was like, you know what? You know what? Let's double your workload. But not happening in 2025. I have some strict boundaries and plans for when I'm going to watch movies and film because that's my priority. I love to travel by train too, but so Newfoundland is an island, and I either have to drive for about 10 hours, take a 12-hour ferry, and then drive for 4 more hours, or plane. But when I'm in Halifax, I'm connected to everything. So I often go to Montreal, and I've trained in Toronto. I do love the train. Yeah, I need to avoid plane movies, I think, because I'm gonna be anxious. I don't know when you'll ever get to them, but I've been currently watching The Nightmare on Elm Street. So I'm actually watching the first one in January. I'm gonna watch the first one because I really think it's gonna be my vibe, but it's also gonna be my nightmare. I think that's the first movie that's gonna give me real nightmares. I luckily, is there wood for me to knock on? I haven't had that many nightmares besides Candyman. After I watched Candyman, I one night I was asleep and I could just hear Tony Todd's voice and I could not sleep. Damn, your bosses must have saw your YouTube channel. Honestly, I would not doubt it. The thing with so like I do freelance work, but I have like a bunch of contracts and work with different agencies. So it like I say I'm freelance, but right now I don't really have control over what I'm doing because I'm in contracts. But I do a lot of like data analysis for people who do YouTube. So like, you know, hold off on Final Destination. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that. That's coming in February. There's a lot of good stalker movies in Italian horror. I didn't pronounce that word right now because I can't pronounce it. Oh, really? Yeah, I think that's what gets me, so I need to watch it. 1 second, my cat needs to go out now. Go, Celester. Go. Yeah, everyone also voted to do the Gremlins first watch today or watch along, but I'm miserable. I don't think I can multitask. So it's probably going to have to be maybe tomorrow, more than likely later next week, but I'll make a community post. Getting sick is the worst. I took a great photo op with Tony Todd and Candyman gear. He's killing me while friend cowers in fear. That is so fun. That's what's so hard. It's like I hate becoming fans of people and then especially now because I'm watching a lot of old movies. I mean, obviously it's very sad that Tony and Olivia passed, but a lot of actors that I like from older movies are just have already passed. And I'm like, I need to watch recent ones so I have a chance to meet these people. I am gonna do my Bloody Valentine in February, and I think there's a new one coming out, Heart Eyes, Love Eyes, something like that. I wrote it in my calendar because I will see it right away when it comes out. And that's the thing too. Like I said, the theater is 5 minutes away from me, so I'm gonna be locked and loaded to go the first premiere or whatever, depending on. Well, no, usually the first showing is pretty late in the day, so it's so funny. Like it's always the parents who have the oh the silly but first coffee. Oh. What else was I going to? Oh, I totally lost track when I was talking about Nosferatu, and now I don't. No, I didn't go back to that. My dog's barking. Mabel. It's sad because the older we get, we then remember that our favorite actors and actresses are even older. I know. When I watch a movie from the 70s, I'm like, this kid is still my age. And then I search them up. I'm like, no, they're not. Valentine 2001. I don't know if I know that. Also, 1 second. Let me make sure nobody's outside. Ooh, this. Oh, I have Googled this before because that face freaks me out. Well, there's nobody out there. I know, Minnie. I'm bringing my puppy back. Speaking of doll faces or masks, I'm gonna post the Krampus first watch today, the original one, like the 2015 of that like series. I liked that movie, but the only thing I liked about it because it was I found it like kind of like a kids movie, kind of like a horror movie. But there's a scene when there's like gift monsters, and there's one that's like a doll. And when I was going reviewing the first watch, I was like, I can't believe I made those faces, but I was actually shocked and afraid. The doll faces scare me. The Strangers, I am gonna watch that. I think I haven't really watched like kidnapping or home invasion yet, and I think that's also gonna freak me out because it's kind of the same energy as Stalker. I mean, Billy did invade the home. He just did it very quietly. Yeah, this is Mabel. She's so sweet. She loves attention, so she's just happy to be here. Yeah, I'll watch both of them in February. I'll watch all of them in February, I mean. And I'm definitely gonna do a first watch of probably Bloody Valentine. Magic with Anthony Hopkins. Okay, I haven't heard of that one, I don't think. Mabel, I can't see my keyboard. Ugh! When I'm telling you, I can't even look at ventriloquist puppets. Like, if you've heard of Trailer Park Boys, they have Cronky, and I can't even look at him. Hush. I do need to watch Hush. I think that's a first watch I'm going to film because everybody talks about that one. And I know that the concept is really, really spooky. The Strangers is still one of the scariest movies I've ever watched. The Fly. Is it Canadian, really? Conky, yeah. Yes, I am going to start a TV show in January. I'm going to start 2 TV shows. One is going to be for Patreon only, and then one's going to be for the main channel. And those will be easier for me to do. And I think I'll just keep one of the editors I'm working with just to do the TV shows. I won't be able to start it until January 12th, though, because I'm going to be home here. And it's not very great for filming. What's the scariest movie you've watched so far? I was actually just thinking about that. And I had to be honest, like I don't think I've watched anything that's really, really, really made me like not want to watch movies. Let me see if I can go through. Like Black Christmas scared me, but it didn't kill me. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's kind of weird. Mom, the movie I talked about, it disturbed me. Like I've had a lot of like, dark movies. Like I watched The Lodge. I don't know if anybody has watched that. I'm gonna have the first watch coming out. Not what I was expecting. I don't think I like trauma horror. It's crazy. I mean, probably like Halloween really, really scared me. That was the one that got to me, and Candyman did scare me as well. But I haven't really watched anything that's made me like, I'll never watch that again. It scared the crap out of me. So I think I'm working my way up to that. And I think anything, I haven't really watched Ghosts or Haunting or Possession. I think that's what's going to do me in. But it's coming. No more putting anything off. Terror Train. Ooh, I'm gonna watch that. I actually want to watch The Last Showgirl. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is in that with Pamela Anderson. Not horror, but movie. Wow, The Fly. I cannot believe Canadian director. Awesome. Dolly Dearest. I've heard about that one. God. Yeah, like I think when I do hauntings or ghosts, something a little bit more paranormal, or maybe a creature feature that the creatures are a little bit more ruthless, because I feel like all the creature features I've watched have been like I've been watching like the 80s vampires. So you know that they're like, we're vampires, but we're also cool. Like we're cool. There's not a lot of carnage. New Year's Evil is pretty fun. Ooh. Yeah. Terrifier is probably, I'm like, I don't know. But the thing is like I have American Werewolf in London. That first watch is on my Patreon. I've watched it. I still have the files to edit it down. I'm just having trouble because like the whole second into third act is in the movie theater and there's just moaning the whole time. So I don't really know how to get around that. Pumpkinhead. Yeah, I haven't watched that yet, but that's on my list. I think Terrifier will do me in, but I don't think I really don't know because the things that scare me, like escalation and violence and gore and stuff like that, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't know if it scares me. What scares me is like something that will keep me up at night is probably home invasion, stuff to do with your dreams. So, you know, nightmares. Nightmare on Elm Street is probably gonna scare me. um, but I think like ghosts and stuff, that stuff really freaks me out. The Ritual. I don't think anybody's recommended that. I mean, Ooh, no, I don't think I've seen this. But I think that's the stuff that's gonna keep me up at night. I think, I am actually watching, like, all John Carpenter movies that I can get my hands on in January. I'm doing a John Carpenter January, so that's gonna be really good. Um, yeah, I think Nightmare on Elm Street is such a good concept, like you said, because you literally can't get away. You have to sleep, but that also makes it a terrifying viewing experience because guess what? I also have to sleep. Happy holidays. What movie that you've watched do you feel like you would want to revisit regularly? What would make a movie rewatchable for you? So, I mean, I'm definitely going to like there's some like Christmas movies I'm always gonna go back to. Like obviously I'm always gonna watch Gremlins because it's one of my favorites. I love rare exports now. I also have that first watch to post. Black Christmas, I'm always gonna watch Black Christmas. And then like The Lost Boys is something, Trick or Treat, um, Halloween. Christine, I loved. I cannot believe how much I love that movie. There's a lot of movies I think I'd watch again that I've watched. There's only so many. Like either the movies do not have any rewatchability, which I'll talk about in a second, or they were really dark. Like The Lodge. I don't know if any of you guys have watched that movie. It is the it's like a almost a silly plot. It's just so dark and disturbing, and I don't know why. I don't know why they were like, you know what, this would make a good movie. But at the same time, like, I don't know, I guess it was a interesting watch for the first time. I think in terms of rewatchability I definitely rewatched Scream. You know, when there's movies and people make YouTube videos like, "The 10 things you may have missed in this movie," it's kind of those things, like, I can rewatch The Thing, I can rewatch Donnie Darko for the simple fact that there's little things I can pick up on. Like, I like when they lay a trail of clues. When there's some movies that like there's a big twist or there's a big reveal, something that there's not really a lot of hints at. There's not a lot of pick up on. I can't really rewatch it. Like I find with Misery, I really like that movie, but now that I know how it ends, it doesn't have a lot of rewatchability for me because there's not a lot to pick up on because it's a driven plot. You know, we know what's happening and we know like all the little things he's doing, we know what happens. So there's not a lot of rewatchability besides the enjoyment. But there is movies like I wouldn't not watch that again. It's just not something that I would really watch. What's the movie I watched recently? Oh, Saw. I mean, I've watched that twice since I first watched it. When there's like little hints or stuff you missed, that's what I really like rewatching. I also like when the ending is ambiguous, it's not really clear, then I can go back and rewatch. What about monsters? Okay, the Creeper, yeah, Creeper really scared me, and then I watched, Jeepers Creepers 3, and Roderick knows this, and now I'm like, I don't even know if I'm scared of the Creeper anymore. He's a little weirdo, I think, in his red sweater. Um, creatures, what really, really scared me? Hmm, I'm trying to think of the movies I've watched. My brain is a little bit foggy. I mean, obviously, The Thing. The Thing is, like, the scariest thing I can think of. Yeah, Sinister I've watched before, and that one did keep me up. Insidious, I must have watched it, but I can't remember. I'm trying to think about the creatures I've watched because I feel like a lot of the like werewolves and the zombies I've watched, they haven't really been that scary to me. And like Cuckoo, that creature was not scary at all. And I'm not scared of anacondas. Yeah, like and I haven't watched a vampire movie yet that's really scared me or a werewolf one, but Rituals is another Canadian wilderness. Ooh, that I think will kill me because I love hiking. Interesting. I'll definitely watch it though. I love watching Canadian ones. I remember hating The Lodge because the dad kept making terrible decisions. The Lodge is basically like every traumatic thing that can happen to a family, and every bad choice that can be made should happen. Would you rewatch Friday the 13th? I would rewatch it, like, if I was doing a video on it or maybe to revisit it, but it's not something that I was, like, super excited to rewatch, and mostly because I like, again, the kills don't have a lot of payoff. Does that sound crazy and sick to say? I wish I seen a little bit more, but at the same time, like, that ending, I would love to watch that again even though it killed me. No, Method Madness is going to be watched, though, not next week, but the week after. That's on my list. I didn't watch Silent Night, Deadly Night this year. I'm gonna save my Christmas movies for every Christmas and just do a bunch of first watches and do a ranking. Because I also find that after so many Christmas movies, I'm like, I'm sick of Christmas. Yes, I do need to watch Suspiria. I do hope I enjoy it, but it looks a little bit freaky. The two orphan movies. Ooh, I haven't watched those, but I've heard about them. I haven't watched Haunting of Hill House, but I'm reading the book. I left it home by accident, so I haven't finished it yet, but I'm going to watch it after. But I have heard that the series isn't the same as the book, so it should be fine. Ooh, Prince of Darkness will get under my skin. I can't wait. There's better in the series than the OG Friday the 13th. Yeah, I think, like, anything slasher I can rewatch, but the thing with the slasher is it needs to really either be entertaining like Scream is and have, like, a bunch of clues, but also, like, I can't be frustrated with it, and that's the one thing with Friday the 13th. It felt a little bit like the second time you would watch it around, it would drag on because nobody knows what's happening to the other people till right at the end, which I know is like a slasher trope or concept, but sometimes it makes it too long. I think a vampire movie that won't necessarily scare you but make you very scary sad is Interview with a Vampire. It's existential. It probably will. Existential stuff does make me emotional. Also, guys, my Christmas first watches, it's so embarrassing. I have like a few more to post, and I've been reviewing them the past couple days, and I cry all the time. Like, and when I don't cry, I can see my eyes glaze over. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Clown House. Ooh. Oh, I think I'm gonna sneeze. Trapped in an old house with 3 killers wearing clown suits. Killer clowns are just scary. I don't know what it is about that, but they are. Just Before Dawn. Ooh. Oh, really? You really like that one? Okay. Must be good. Oh, it looks spooky. Ugh. Yeah, I think that's gonna freak me out too. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I haven't worked my way up to that yet. I'm a little bit nervous for that one because I think it's going to because I know that obviously it's going to scare me, but I think it's also going to disturb me in dark ways because I know some of the like there's like family dynamics and just like darkness to that. So I think it's going to get to me. I do need to watch Interview with the Vampire. I love vampires. I love werewolves. I love zombies. I love them all. I haven't found them to really scare me yet. I know of a really good movie to do a first watch, Bone Tomahawk. I think I've heard it. I think someone might have mentioned that before. Could have been you. Oh, Western horror. I used to not think I liked Western things, but I actually think I really like Western things. Also, guys, I'm gonna go watch. I don't know if this is Western. I don't know why this came into my head when I talked about Western. I think it's because I thought about the Hateful Eight. But I'm gonna go watch Seven. They're doing like the anniversary release in theaters, so I'm gonna go watch that for my first time in theaters, which is cool. I am gonna watch The Burning. I'm literally, guys, every movie on my list I'm watching. I'm not gonna not watch it. I'm gonna watch it. If I do not finish it, maybe. But it hasn't really happened yet, except for like a couple that are just stupid. I haven't turned off one that's like scared me, so that's a good sign. Sorry, my cat needs to get in. This is why it's so hard to do this in Newfoundland. Oh, Blade. I have meant to watch that because there was talks about a new one, but I think it's like pause indefinitely now or something, which is silly. Okay, Sylvester. My cat is deaf, so he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand how loud he meows. Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out the same day as Black Christmas. That is so interesting. That is so interesting. I think that's also my mom's birthday, like to the year. Is that my mom's year? No. Yeah. No, no, no. No, no, no. Close though. Silver Bullet, fun Stephen King werewolf movie. Yeah, I like good campy fun, but I think I'm ready to get into dark and disturbing for a little bit. I think one thing about like Christmas movies and Christmas horrors is most of them are good fun, even though I Trapped the Devil. That's one that's coming out. So much potential in that movie, but it was just a miss. But it was like very, very dark. Western vampire near dark. Not scary, but a good metaphor for drug addiction. Interesting. Oh, Roderick, you haven't seen Seven. There's not many movies that you have not seen. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out when it comes out on its release. See, I love an anti-hero. I like Venom. I like Venom. The movie's not so much. The first one I really liked, but I like anything that's like that. I can't do a lot of superhero movies when the person is just like macho, super good person. I like when they're either goofy, like Spider-Man is usually has that like comedic relief, or they have a little bit of darkness, or they're like the accidental hero, not the anti-hero. They're not supposed to be the hero, but they are. I like that. Yeah, I need to watch all these westerns. I'm gonna write these down. Ooh, I'm excited for Seven. The Haunting of Hill House. You better bring some Kleenex. Oh, guys, I'm not ready to keep crying. I'm sick of crying. I cry so easily, and especially like if I see people cry. Oh, yeah, I think I've heard Blade has really good soundtracks too, and I love that. Yeah, I'll definitely watch Korean movies. I watched Parasite so far. Like I don't mind watching foreign films with subtitles, especially like Rare Exports is one of my favorite movies ever now. I love that movie, subtitles and all. I love it. Underworld. Ooh. Vampires versus werewolves. I like that. I like that. So I do have a first watch. I'm so upset. I have a first watch for Rare Exports, and whatever happened to the subtitles on the file, they didn't take, and so then my editor edited it, and there's no subtitles. I'm still gonna have to put it out anyway because I loved it, but I had to figure that out. But I will do first watches for foreign horror movies. The only worry I have with that is like sometimes I need to like make sure that I'm like really paying attention and looking and reading because I don't want to miss anything. So I don't know how great of an experience that's going to be, but Shawshank Redemption for the first time, but end up rewatching Get Out again. I used to be bad for that. Like I'd be like, "Oh, I'll watch a new movie. Let's rewatch Stranger Things." That's kind of what I used to do. Train to Busan. I will watch that. I don't. It's. I think it's on Prime or on Shutter. I keep getting it recommended to me somewhere. The first Underworld is fun. They get pretty awful pretty quick though. Story of almost every series. Is there a series that gets better over time? Because I'm a little bit worried. I'm watching all these like firsts and falling in love with series just to be disappointed. 30 Day of Night is a good scary vampire movie. Yeah, I think I'm ready for vampires to scare me. And I think that's the one that takes place in like Alaska or something, right? Because it's nighttime all the time. I Saw the Devil. Brutal and unforgiving. I will watch it though. I loved Rare Exports. I did like it was so I loved it because it was so charming, and I like that. And like the little boy is just a star. I really liked it. It's something I'm gonna watch every Halloween, every Christmas. Pan's Labyrinth. I am gonna watch that. I had that on my list in October, but I bit off more than I could chew. I was supposed to watch The Howling this month. I still can. It's the 29th. So maybe I'll do it before. I do love an American Werewolf in London. I still sit with the ending. I had planned to do a whole discussion video on it, but I don't know how I feel about it because like I will go to Reddit forums and see what people say, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, and then I'm like, but it also was so abrupt. The Outlaw Josie Wales are my favorites by far. I'm not a Western fan. Ooh, interesting. I think I do like Westerns. I think sometimes the accents, or not even the accents, it's like the speak. Sometimes I can't handle when it's too much. Like I have a book I really want to read, but it's all written in Western like slang, I guess you would call it, and it's too much. But like I'll play Red Dead Redemption, and there's a little bit of slang in there. It's not too bad. So it kind of depends. A series that gets better over time. Most people think Friday the 13th peaks around 4-7. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, it just kind of sucks that franchises fall apart. And I think half of it becomes from like people rushing it or doing it for the money, which obviously you get it. But it would be so much cooler if they just sat on a really good story. You know, like think about it like a book series. Like make sure that the next book is going to be a bestseller. Ooh, Nightmare on Elm Street could get better. Interesting. Pan's Labyrinth is tied with Train to Busan as my top two favorite foreign movies. Interesting. I'll definitely have to look at them. 1981 Year of the Werewolf movie. Werewolves are, I think, my favorite creature. I think I'm really intrigued of the werewolf lore, and I love the transformation into them, and I love the creature design you can do. I just haven't really seen enough carnage. I mean, American Werewolf in London had a lot of carnage, but it was so comedic. I didn't really get the darkness of it, but I still liked it. I also haven't watched enough Alien movies. I said when I filmed Await Further Instructions, it was like my first Alien movie so far in this like journey, but The Thing is Alien. And I love The Thing, so Life Force. Oh. Oh yes, I've heard of this. Alien Space Vampire. Interesting. The Terrifier franchise gets better over time. It always comes back to Terrifier. I'm gonna have to do it. Your movie fan spiritual brother. I love that. Hell Night. I think I literally just saw someone. Oh no, I think it was Hell House they posted about. Someone posted about something I seen in a group I'm in. Hell Night. Ooh. Interesting. I see I love ghost stories, but like they scare me the most probably. I do need to watch Alien. I do need to watch Alien. Species. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna watch Rec. I can't remember if it's no, VHS is the one on Shutter. I'm gonna watch Rec. I feel like I'm starting to get to the point where if I'm gonna watch series, I want to sit down and watch all of them because I'm getting like so sick of watching like one installment and then, putting it off. So I think I need to just sit down and do it. I am watching Psycho in January though. I feel like that's why I need to get out of the way. There's so many references to it. Yeah, I know a lot of people really like the ending of American Werewolf in London. And like I get that there was no real other outcome. I don't know. I feel like there were so many things unsaid, which is sometimes it works, but I just wanted more. I feel like I just needed more. Yeah, I haven't watched Alien. I do really need to watch it. Any older black and white and silent films that are on your list? Yes, I've been recommended a few. I watch sorry. It's not the same as Haunting on Hill House, but the name is really similar, so I want to make sure I say it right. Um I also need to leave in 10 minutes, guys, but don't worry, I'll be back on next week for sure. House on Haunted Hill. That one was black and white. It wasn't silent, but it was black and white. I am gonna watch lots of older ones though. I mean, Night of the Living Dead, also black and white. And I actually find the older movies charming. I actually kind of like that you can see the work that went into it. It doesn't really take me out of it. And I mean, the House on Haunted Hill didn't scare me because I mean, if you watched it, you know it's not really going to. Um, but the Night of the Living Dead terrified me. I think it was so eerie. Poltergeist. I think I have seen that before. I think if there's a remake, I've definitely seen the more recent one. I just don't remember it. I also haven't watched Terminator yet. What? James Cameron is Canadian? I feel like I don't know anything about Canada. He's Canadian? Damn. Damn. Okay. Not me spilling coffee. Ain't no way Keanu Reeves is Canadian too. How? Where are these people? What is going on? Oh, my cat is puking. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, I need to leave. Yeah, I need to leave. My cat puked on the carpet. Oh my god, there's never a dull moment here. I will jump on again. Thanks for joining. This is the weirdest way I'm gonna end a stream ever, I think. Bye.